Whoa! Hey, if your guitar sounds like this, you're in the right lesson. This is Colin Daniel from riffninja.com. This is how to use a digital electronic tuner. As you'll see on the screen, I have a Seiko Tuner. Those are my favorite. No, I don't have a sponsorship with them or anything. What I like about them is quite a few things. This is what they call a chromatic tuner. Chromatic means it covers any note as possible, the 12 note spectrum, like of our musical system. The reason why I like the chromatic tuner is because it'll cover any tuning that I can possibly think of on the guitar. The other thing I like about the Seiko Tuner is that, and you'll notice this when I start tuning, I'll point it out. Like for example, when I strike this first string here, you'll notice in the right corner, it says 2E. That's the second octave E is what that's referring to. In the left hand corner is a negative 21, 22, 20, somewhere in there. It bounces back and forth. And that's actually telling you how much it's out from the octave 2 to the second octave E, right? And the other good thing about it is not only has it got an LED up top where the red light tells you it's flat, it's also got the meter, which gives you an idea of how close you are away from the note. I like it also because it has a fairly easy to read screen. And you'll notice I've got it on auto right now. Auto means that the tuner will just measure whatever note you feed into it. If I wanted to tune to E flat, I just keep going and it'll go down to D, it'll go whatever. You see how the pitch changes in the right hand screen. Now I'm at D, right? I just tuned my 6th string to E. If you're a beginner, the strings are 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th from the thinnest string to the thickest. I start with the thickest string. One thing you should know is that guitars are sensitive to temperature change, and you may have to tune your guitar more than once to get it down. Even this guitar has been sitting in my vid room now for probably 10 or 15 minutes before I started shooting. I always bring my guitar into the room I'm going to play it in and let it kind of warm up a little bit. Even though I'll still check it twice at least. I'll check the tuning on this. And yes, this is not how my guitar sounds. It's just that I put it out of tune on purpose so that you could see how this tuner works easier. And so I like the Seiko Tuner. I would recommend you get a chromatic tuner. The cheaper ones, this one now is at about $45 Canadian. It's a real good tuner. It's probably one of the best tuners, at least for a portable size. Other than that, I'd go to a strobe tuner. But this one I like the best. It's a plug-in. It also has a microphone on it. Right now I got my acoustic guitar just plugged in. I've just used the pickup on my acoustic guitar just for the sake of the lesson. But I could actually use this tuner because it's got a built-in mic, and I could just put it up close to my lap, close to the sound hole of the guitar, and it will also pick up the sound from my guitar. The downfall to using a microphone is that any other noise around it, it'll pick up any other noise around it, like if somebody's talking or if another instrument's playing or there's sound in the background. Right now you can see that every once in a while the meter moves around a little bit, and that's because it's picking up from my pickup on the guitar, certain frequencies. But once you plug in to the tuner, it shuts the microphone off and you go directly into the tuner, which is what I'm doing today. So if I'm going to go to standard pitch, that's the neat thing about this tuner is I can tune to any pitch. If I want standard pitch, then my 6th string, my lowest string, is not a D, but it's an E. Now you'll notice that as I tighten the string, the meter goes to the right, and the cent count goes from negative, and now it goes into the positive, right? And the actual meter starts to go to the right, and you'll notice the red light at the top of the tuner is now in that funny little number sign you see there tells you it's sharp, meaning it's higher. It's still a D, but it's sharp. As I go up past the pitch, you'll notice the meter jumps and it's confused. You know, you'll see it reading a D with the meter to the right. Then you'll see it reading a 2E flat, that is, because you'll notice in the corner there, if you look really carefully, it says 2E, and then there's that little check mark in the corner. Well, that's E flat. That tells you you're still not at E, and you're not at D, or not at E, even at E flat. You're right in between, and the meter's a little confused. So as I bring it up, you'll notice in the left-hand corner again, the negative numbers start to get smaller. As they get closer to the 0 point, there, the green light's on. Now we're really close. You'll never get this tuner. You'll never get the thing to read an exact perfect double 0 every time. You kind of got to get it the average. So I'll look at it and go, if I can get the left-hand corner meter, the numbers, and they're reading like somewhere in between -1 and +1, somewhere in there, or even +2. That's pretty close. You see, the meter will react to how hard you pluck the string. Make sure if you're using a pickup, that your volume's up on the instrument, or it won't pick up on it, right? But see, if I strike this E, this is still not an E, it's an E flat, right? If you'll notice in the right-hand corner, it's 2E, and then that funny little reverse check mark, which means it's E flat. That's a bona fide pitch. But unless you want to tune your guitar to E flat, we're going for standard right now, which is E, A, D, G, B, and E. E for the 6th string, A for the 5th string, D for the 4th, G for the 3rd, B for the 2nd string, and high E for the 1st string. So we're at E flat. We got to go up yet another pitch, another semitone, another half step. Okay, here we go. That's what I like about the automatic tuner. It can be confusing. You can make a mistake very easily, because if you don't read the meter properly, you can tune to any pitch. As you can see, I tuned it first to D, then I tuned it to E flat, and now I'll go up to the pitch I want, the E. I could do this all in just a matter of seconds, but I'm trying to give you an idea. See what happened when I went from E flat? Watch. As the meter goes to the right, and my LED light indicator at the top tells me I'm sharp, I'm a 2nd octave E flat. I'm sharp, meaning I'm high, and you'll notice the cent numbers on the left-hand side. That's cents, measured vibration cents, is right. It's 42, you know. And as I keep tightening the string, now the meter bounces back and forth, and I'm going from E flat to E. As soon as I tighten a little more, you'll notice that the cents now goes into the negative, because we've passed the point of the E flat that the meter reads, and now it's reading it as an E. Now, one of the big things about a beginner when they're tuning and using one of these tuners for the first time is they strike the string way too hard. Relax. You'll notice that I'm just touching the string, keeping it fairly steady, trying to get a nice steady reading on it. Then let the note ring out. That's pretty close. We're just about there. I'll have to tune it one more time. Okay, so that E is pretty good now. That's 2nd octave E, and it'll change. It'll change from temperature. That's really close, even if you can't get the number dead 0 on the left-hand bottom corner. Okay, so now we've got that. Now we want an A. Now you'll notice on the right-hand side, it says 2B flat. That's 2nd octave B flat. We don't want a 2nd octave B flat. We want a 2nd octave A. Now it's not quite on the B flat. This would be tuned to B flat. But that's not the note we want for the standard tuning in E. E standard tuning. We want an A for the 5th string. So B flat's too high. Even though it says B flat, yes, B flat is 1 semitone lower than B, or 1 fret lower than B. But it's 1 fret higher than A. Another name for B flat would be A sharp. A lot of times the tuner will only read one way, like depending on the notes, depending on how your tuner is programmed. Some tuners will read the B flat as an A sharp. Some will read the A sharp as a B flat, and it depends on your tuner. This one happens to read the B as a B flat. Okay, so here we go, down we go. We're gonna go lower. Notice how the meter bounced, right? When we went lower, here, I'll go back up to B flat, watch. We'll go lower, the meter goes to the left, and then all of a sudden when it gets out of range of the B flat, it goes to 2B. Now we're closer to the B. Note that or should I say 2A, right? Notice it went from 2B flat, go back again over this one more time. Went from 2B flat in the right hand bottom corner. As my meter's going down, and the negatives are going higher and higher because I'm getting further away from the B flat, all of a sudden the meter changes and goes back to the right hand side of the screen, and now you have a higher number and you have it in the positive. Now we got to go down. Now when your guitar is high, you're better off to go low and then come back up to the note. Your guitar will stay in pitch better. Again, don't hit your string too hard. Okay, next one. That's pretty close. I'll have to go through it one more time because this guitar is out quite a bit. I did that on purpose to prove that to you. Next string, I will start from the thickest string and go to the highest. Reason being is that the highest has the most tension on it, and the bass string affects the high string quite a bit. So by getting the low strings in tune first, going from low to high, it works a lot better. You'll spend less time tuning your guitar. So my next string is the fourth string, and you'll see that my tuner's reading third octave, and it's kind of like an E flat, but it's not E flat, it'd be right here, right? Now we're going to go down from E flat because that's the same as D sharp. That means it's too high. There's the D we're looking for, third octave D. That's pretty close. I'm going to leave it at that because I'm going to come back to it. Notice how I came up to the note, you know, go down and come back up to the note if it's sharp. If it's flat, it doesn't matter. You're already coming up to the note. Okay, next string, third string is a G, it's supposed to be a G, and right now we're flat on the G. So we'll just come up to the note, tighten that string. Again, just gradually come up to the note, strike the string steady, you know, about 1 second apart, you know. You can hear what I'm doing. If you go over, go back, come up to it. Sometimes the G string of all the strings is the most temperamental. You might have the hardest time getting that on. Sometimes I'll just pull the string a little bit and try again because the string will settle a bit. I haven't played this guitar in a little bit, so it might be settling a bit. And what I mean by a little bit is I got a lot of acoustic guitars and I haven't played this one for a week. I've been playing my other ones, but today I wanted to use this one because it's got a pickup in it. Okay, here comes the B string. This is the second string. And you'll notice on the meter on the right hand side it says don't be fooled, don't, you know, because look, this is in tune, right? But if you don't look at the right hand bottom corner of the meter where it tells you what pitch you're tuning to, you won't know unless you got a heck of a good ear. That's a B flat. You know what that means? That's one semitone lower. I need to go higher. B flat can also be called A sharp. Here we go, we're almost there. That's pretty close. Notice how I go back down and come back up to the note. On the thinner strings, you have to try a little more. Last but not least, the first string is an E. That's fourth octave E. 2 octaves away from your low E, right? Which is marked as second octave E. Because this tuner goes all the way down to first octave E, which is lower than a 5-string bass. I like this tuner because I can tune my 5-string bass with it, my high mandolin strings on it. It works good for a lot of different applications, my banjo. There you go. And of course I always check, one way to check your guitar for whether it's tuned really well, you'll see even the tuner measures the chord quite well. Notice I'm playing a C chord. It calls that a C first octave because it's confused about which octave it's in because I'm playing many with a C chord. But a C chord is a hard chord to get sounding good on a guitar. if it's not in tune. So, and now I'll go back and check it one more time. The E is settled a bit, so I just went down. One more, that's good. Okay, the A is a little bit flat, just a little. Your human ear probably won't hear this unless you're really attuned to it. The tuner is one of your best. The D is a little flat. That's common after you've gone through your guitar. It'll go a little flat because the tension changes the neck. We're pretty close though. The tuner is your best teacher. If you learn how to use a tuner, it never makes a mistake. Even if you've got a pretty good ear. I've got a pretty good ear, but you know what? The tuner really makes your ears sharp. It teaches you what a guitar should sound like in really good tune. Now isn't that that's a little bit better than what we had before. Okay, I can live with that. I hope you can too. You know, if you like this and you learn something from it and you're interested, I've got a really cool beginner's course. Check it out at riffninja.com/beginner for more information on that. Otherwise, good luck, have fun, and play on. And I hope this has been helpful for you. See you later.